Welcome to the Ravenswood regular board meeting of October 10th, 2024. I will open our session here at 6:01 p.m. I will start with roll call. Trustee Nunez. Here. Trustee Shabomaheen. Here. Trustee Tavera.
Present.
I myself, Jenny Bloom, am present, and President Latu is absent today. I will move on to item number 2, which is the approval of the agenda.
Through the chair, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Sorry, hold on. We have to pull 7, yes, we have to pull 7A, and then we also have to pull 7G. Because I will recuse myself from the vote. Sorry, now with items number 7A and 7G pulled, I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I will make a motion to approve the agenda.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, motion carries 4-0. I will now move on to item number 3, which is closed session. So if now is the time if anyone has comments about anything that we will be discussing in closed session. As I see none, I will move on to closed session at 6:02 p.m. and we will return approximately at 6:30 p.m. Thank you.
Con la muchacha esa.
Wait, let me mute this.
¿Mm?
Welcome back to the Ravenswood City School District Board Meeting of October 10th, 2024. I will call the board meeting to order at 6:38 p.m. I will begin with our report taken in closed session. So it's item number 5. So for item number 3A, there was discussion and no action was taken. I will now move on to from the floor. Now's the time if you have anything to comment about that is not agendized. Now is the time to comment. Do I have any comment? As I see none, I will move forward to the consent agenda. So we have pulled item number 7A, consideration to approve board meeting minutes because trustee Tavera was not here. So I will entertain a motion to approve item number 7A.
I move to approve item 7A. I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, all abstain. Motion carries 3-0-1. I have to recuse myself for 7G, so you need to.
So sorry. As trustee Bloom has, recused herself, can I entertain a motion for item 7G?
I move to approve item 7G.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All against? Abstained? All right, item carries 3-0. 3-0, recusal, so sorry. Yeah, we'll welcome trustee Bloom back.
Sorry, and I recuse myself because I work for the organization that runs the SRB Clark School. All right, I will move back to the approval of the agenda of the consent agenda. So I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve consent agenda.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion carries. All opposed. Motion carries 4-0. Right, we will now move on to board reports and communication. Are there any board reports or communication? The facility subcommittee met today for a few minutes and we got an update on our facilities and construction that is continuing on our sites. And the ways that we are continuing to work to make our classrooms great for our students, and our fields and our spaces. So that is that report. I know that there is a vaccination clinic coming up on the 14th and the 19th, I believe, in East Palo Alto for free COVID and flu vaccines. So please get vaccinated to keep yourself healthy for this upcoming winter season. Any other comments? All right, I will move on to item number 9, which is discussion action on the superintendent's employment. For item number 9A, it's the oral recommendation regarding the extension. So our board met and we discussed the extension of Superintendent Sudaria's contract based on her prior review and just going in line with what the contract says for that extension based on the positive review that she received earlier this calendar year. And so it was discussed and we are now considering to approve the superintendent's employment agreement that enacts that extension based on that recommendation. So I will entertain a motion for item number 9B to approve the superintendent's employment agreement and also open up the floor if there's any discussion.
I move to approve item 9B.
All right, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion and all opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. So now we will move into item number 10, which is teaching and learning update, professional learning, communities and instructional leadership teams.
Good evening, Vice President Bloom, trustees, and Superintendent Sudaria. I'm excited to be here tonight to talk a little bit about how the teaching and learning team is working towards meeting our 3 big rocks, our priorities this year. As we know, we've been focusing this year on language and literacy, attendance, and talent. And we are in the teaching and learning department in order to ensure that we're meeting those big rocks towards our Ravenswood promise. We are focusing on really looking at how we're creating trusting teams. We know that there's many research studies out there, one of them being a meta study that Richard Elmore did that shows that one of the top ways that we can improve student achievement is by building teacher collective efficacy. And what that really means is that teachers work together to ensure that they're causing learning for students. So one way that we make sure that that happens is through really strong teams at school sites, two of those teams being instructional leadership teams and professional learning communities. Another part of that meta study that was talked about is the importance of coherence. So not only is it important that teachers believe that students can learn and that they cause learning and that they work together towards that, it's also important across a district, across schools, that there's coherence in what is happening in all of the classrooms. And one of the most important ways that we can get coherence is through the building of trusting teams that use data to plan for instruction and plan high quality experiences and tasks for kids. So in a nutshell, an ILT is the instructional leadership team. That team is comprised of site leadership and in our schools, coaches and teaching staff. And they meet regularly to come together to talk about what are the big goals of the school, how are they aligned with the big rocks, and what are we doing in those schools to ensure that we're meeting the needs of the kids. They also support the professional learning communities. Professional learning communities is just another fancy way of saying teacher collaboration. But Richard Dufour, I think he coined the term of professional learning communities, and really there's a very specific model that that we work on using with professional learning communities, which I'll explain in a minute. Really, at the end of the day, both of those teams work together to focus on that shared vision and to ensure that there's cycles of inquiry where we're using data. We talked a lot in vital signs presentations prior about how are we progress monitoring? How do we know what kids are doing? When do we check in? Well, ILTs are regularly looking at data, talking about how students are doing and making decisions. And then PLCs are doing that weekly. So that's how they connect. The ILTs are talking about what the goals are, what we should be working on, and then the PLCs are sitting together and planning around those goals. And again, the goal is that we're moving in the same direction, creating coherence and really believing together that we cause learning. So this year, we've been engaging in cycles throughout the year. One of the ways that we've been focusing on building capacity around trusting teams is through our all ILT meetings, which happen monthly. At those meetings, all of our ILT members across their entire district come together and we do some collective learning together. And then there's some planning time and then there's sharing about what's happening at different schools. Another thing that we're doing this year is when we have site leader and coach meetings, they're coming together to work together to plan for building out professional learning communities at their schools. Some of this we've been doing in the district for many, many years, but what we haven't really done is had a shared cohesive vision across the district about what these should look like. And so that's the work that the site leaders and coaches are doing together. In between those meetings, we are working on building everyone's capacity on the ILT to go into classrooms and observe instruction and look for patterns to see what's working and what's not working. It's one thing to just look at numerical data. It's another thing to actually go and collect that qualitative data, which we also could look at as street data, to make those decisions about what needs to happen, what ILTs need to be focused on. And then weekly, grade level PLCs, as well as context PLCs across the district are coming together to meet and to plan for high quality experiences for kids. Of course, the home office has some actions that they're taking to ensure that these things are happening. Part of that is making sure that we are giving some high quality professional development experiences and supporting those aligned cycles of inquiry. Site leaders have a lot of work to do, and they have to make sure these things are happening at their school sites, as well as ensuring that those walkthroughs are happening and doing all the other things that they do every day. They work extraordinarily hard. And then, of course, our ILTs and PLCs have a role in making sure that we're meeting our big rocks. These are pretty wordy, but I'm not going to go through everything. Just wanted to make sure all the information is there about what they do. And that is my very long presentation on ILTs and PLCs. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board?
Just, I don't know if you touched on it, but how are the people on ILTs chosen?
Great question.
And like what percentage of the staff is on there? Like,
Yeah.
and is it representative of?
Well, what we try to do is have a very balanced ILT. Different schools have different, let's put it this way. Some people really want to be on ILT and some people are like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need to spend my extra time doing that. But there's an application this year. We instituted a common application process across the whole district so that the criteria was the same and so that we were creating that balanced ILT. The goal is to have a representative from grade level bands. So the goal and from content. So at the middle school grade level and content, but it doesn't always work out perfectly that way. And then again, we try to kind of balance representation around how long someone's been in the district, well, you know, how much experience they have as teachers, and other things like that.
And then is that similar for the PLCs as well, or how is that?
PLCs are grade levels.
Grade levels,
So
okay.
grade level teams meet, I should put a little caveat in that. So the TK teachers across the district are a PLC, and Bianca, our incredible early literacy coach, works with them and meets with them regularly. At schools, grade levels are PLCs. In the middle school, it's a little bit different because the PLCs, they do have two different kind of PLCs going at the same time. They have department level PLCs. They also have grade level PLCs. But everyone is on a PLC this year, including campus relations, paraprofessionals, cost members, everyone across the district who touches teaching and learning is in a PLC this year. The context alike PLCs are not meeting weekly, they're meeting monthly, but the grade level PLCs meet weekly.
And just to clarify, the grade level PLCs meet at their school site.
At their school
except-
sites.
Except for the TKs who are in altogether. Okay.
Correct.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. I will now move on to item number 11, the superintendent's report.
Very quickly, mainly just some announcements. Just want to keep a surprise on how many days of school we have been in instruction. So today was our 41st day of instruction out of 180. And I just wanted to take the time to highlight some areas of joy in our community. And we recently had some students from Castaño, the middle school, and Los Robles, Ronald McNair, attend the Fiesta Sonora matinee, sponsored by Stanford Live. You might have seen this already in our memo that we share out. But they had a chance to experience the mariachi, Oaxacan music and dance, and connected with traditions that reflect the background of a majority of our students. And so the celebration of cultural heritage aligns with our Ravenswood promise, just emphasizing the joy in students' identity and the communities that they belong to. And so also, as you know, our Castaño School of the Arts team members, 5 of them, were able to participate in a training through Stanford Live professional development workshop around the Waxacan. I think I'm saying this right. Oaxacan. Arts and culture. Thank you, Jenny. Trustee Bloom. And so just broadening our perspective and experiences that our students have and going to a formal event and experiencing their culture live through performance. And then through learning and growth, I just wanted to touch upon some of the work that we did last week that really emphasizes the work that our literacy team is focusing on. And our district along with, I believe, I want to say 5 to 6 other districts, I'll get the exact number later, are participating in the Big Lift initiative in San Mateo County. And they hosted an event that was facilitated by Core Learning. And we had our principals across our schools, along with their literacy coaches, learn alongside each other. I myself was there. And this is the work that Sarah and Karen have been pushing and to ensure that we have structures in place to implement structured literacy instruction, where we focused on specifically explicit and systematic teaching, and all the important components of literacy. And so these components include foundational skills like decoding and spelling, but also higher level literacy skills like reading comprehension and written expression, and really focused on specific things that need to be put in place. Dedicated time. Do our schedules have the appropriate amount of time for tier 1, tier 2 instruction? Do we have the appropriate curriculum? And then do we have systems in place in terms of just some checks and balances, observations, supporting with instruction? That's why the PLCs are very important for there to be planning, backwards mapping. So that was very beneficial for our teams to become aligned, and was an opportunity for also articulation across the schools. And we were pushing each other's thinking in a very productive way. In regards to attendance, you may have seen this, but this is a dashboard that was created by our data assessment coordinator and our assistant director of strategy and engagement, Joy and Austin. And this allows us to be able to see what our ADA is on a daily basis. This is from today, and you can see in the top left, yesterday's ADA, average daily attendance percentage, was at 93.9%. This past week, it has been at 93.2. The past month, if you take all the days into consideration, we're at 91.9. And so far this year, our ADA on average is 92.9%. What I think is most significant here is that you can see the amount of days missed and how important one day means, and how that actually adds up quite quickly. And then each school can see their own data like this and see how many days missed at their school and grade level. Shout out again, you see our middle school there with a couple grade levels at our target, which is 95% ADA. You see the 6th grade there is at 97%. So we got to go tap into the 6th grade team at CCRMS, along with the support staff that are really making it exciting for kiddos to want to come to school every day. And then you can see also our Los Robles, Ronald McNair Academy also has high percentage as of today. Again, this is of today. And our goal is to have this posted each and every day in our front office and on our website, just to encourage families of the importance of coming to school every day. We are at a better place than we were last year at this time. I think last year we were at just around 91%. And a couple more slides just to remind the board and the community that we invite you to participate in our Ravenswood Canvas Promise Walk. And again, this is an opportunity for community members to step into the classroom, look at our learner profile, and see what are we currently doing that elevate the learner profile, and then where are some areas of growth. And the promise walks will take place on October 22nd and the 24th. So parents on the board, also, if you are interested to see your school, your child's school specifically, CCRMS and Costaño are on the 22nd, and Bellahaven and Los Robles are on the 20th. And then the last is that we are encouraging the board members to participate in our vision and voice gathering. And this is where we're asking members across the community to join. Our last one was over the summer in July. We had city council members as well as city staff members. Our city manager was there, and partners that we work with closely alongside our families, contributing to what we want to see in regards to our actions that we need to take to achieve our big rocks and make sure our learner profile becomes true. So we'll actually create some actionable goals and share that with the community and get feedback. And we want to make sure the community knows where we are in our progress towards our Ravenswood promise. And more importantly, emphasize that it's a collective effort and we want the community to own also this promise. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? Okay, as I see none, I will move on to item number 12, which is the consideration to approve resolution number SY 2510 for board member excused absences. I will entertain a motion for President Latu.
I move to approve item 12 for President Wilson.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor, please say, oh wait, I have to read it.
Resolution number SY 25-10, board members excuse absences, whereas Education Code 352-28 authorizes.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, motion carries 4-0. And then with that, I will now end the Ravenswood City. Oh wait, the next regular board meeting will be held on October 24th at 6 p.m. Open session will be approximately at 6:45 p.m. I will now end. Is it 6:45 or 6:30? Unless, okay, 6:30, 6:45. And I will now end the Ravenswood City School District Board meeting at 7 p.m. We are adjourned.